Hey everybody, Sean Johnson here, Nerd Dad Extraordinaire, coming back at you with finally the end of D101, Cost and Managerial Accounting. So I'll try not to repeat myself with the same stuff that I said from my mid-course video, but essentially I'm going to have the exact same complaints. If you are not very good at algebra, such as myself, there's going to be certain parts of this course that you're going to struggle with. Like I said in my mid-course video, a lot of the questions in the quizzes and the unit tests center around the fact that there will be an unknown variable, or the variable that they give you will have to be walked back from. So they'll give you a ratio that you then have to walk back into a specific dollar amount. Then you can plug the number back into the equation or the formula or whatever you're trying to accomplish, and you can figure out the answer from there. If you are part of a group that talks about managerial accounting where you are given certain equations, that is not this class. During the PA and OA, there are no equations given. So when you try to do some sort of variance analysis, you have to remember how to do it on your own. My recommendation for those variance analyses is to really think about what you're trying to get out of the question. If it's a labor rate variance, then you need to figure out what the standard rate or budgeted rate is versus what actually happened, what the actual labor rate was. A lot of the times for that, they will give you total labor cost and total hours worked during the period, and then you have to divide one over the other, and then they will give you the standard labor rate. You'll need to compare the two, figure out the difference, multiply it by the standard labor rate, and then you will get the answer. My only warning to you about these type of equations is that they will give you the answer as if you had calculated it from the other number. So if you took the variance between the standard labor rate and the actual labor rate and you multiplied it by the number of actual hours, that answer will be one that you can get, but it's not the right answer. So really know what you're trying to accomplish. All in all, as far as like applicability to what I do on a day-to-day basis, it's not. At least the cost accounting part of it. I work in a service industry, medical service industry, so there's no manufacturing going on where we have to calculate cost. The managerial accounting portions about how to manage the accounting for an organization, how to budget and find variances in the budget, stuff like that was all pretty useful, and I was able to talk to my CFO about some of that stuff and kind of get some insight as to how our organization does it. I feel that the PA and the OA align fairly well. The Excel portion of the PA and the Excel portion of the OA are not similar at all. Well, that's not true. They are somewhat similar, but the OA has a lot more information that it wants you to find. The way I came about this course, or the way that I came at the course, was that I just read through the book, watched all of the videos, took the PA, took the OA. All in all, it took me about 5 weeks to get through the class. That was not planned. I had only planned to take 2 weeks for the course, but then my wife's work got really busy. My work got really busy with like month end and stuff like that, and I have had to audit fixed assets at work, so I've had to go out to our clinics and like count computers and count printers and stuff like that and write down all the tag numbers and compare it to what's in our system, so I've been busy as well. But I would like to use that example as to why WGU is so great when it comes to flexibility, because even though I personally wanted to get the class done in 2 weeks for my own personal goals, I was able to flex it to 5 weeks because just my life circumstances changed. All in all, the class is fairly difficult in my opinion if you've never worked in cost and managerial accounting, but I feel like I did learn some things about cost accounting that I didn't know before, and I learned some concepts about budgeting that I think are actually very useful. I did use the cohorts a little bit when I had to review process costing, which is what I was the weakest at. I literally had to review process costing using the cohorts, and I still don't feel like I really grasped it all that well. I did better on the OA than I did on the PA, which is normal for me because when I take the PA, I review all the places that I was weakest on, all the competencies. I actually review them from top to bottom. I feel like the wording of the OA questions was better than on the PA. All in all, not a bad course. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys do well with it. And I hope my video sheds a little light as to like what to expect. Just be prepared. You'll do some journal entries at the beginning, but then the rest of it is more like managerial and cost accounting concepts where you're not actually booking things, you're just analyzing information that comes out of the books. Anyway, that's all I got for you. If you need any help, reach out. Next for me is C720, which is Operations and Supply Chain Management. I'm hoping to do better on this course than I did for Cost and Managerial Accounting. I'm hoping to at least get it done faster, but we'll see. So far, the resources for this course are set up way better than for Cost and Managerial Accounting. Anyway, this Nerd Dad Extraordinaire is out of here, and I will see you next time.